Good morning. Welcome to Level Up Live. I am jendotcohen. It is great to be here on this fabulous Tuesday. I am embracing what our friend Jimmy, the astute tourist, has always said and taught us about PMA because I have a test tomorrow, a gastrointestinal test. And because of the test, I had to stop taking several of my medications to prepare for it. And one of the meds that I had to stop taking is the one that has been helping me with cramping and pain. And it's been an experience. I've actually been on this medication since I was hospitalized in November, and to go off of it and to see the difference is really unpleasant. I gotta say, really unpleasant. So I'm hoping that they figure out something from this test because going through this and having to go off the meds and everything else, it's like I'm clinging to PMA. I'm clinging to my positive mental attitude as much as I can. And like I said, embracing the teachings of our friend Jimmy, the astute tourist. So thank you so much for joining me today. It is episode 85, and our topic today is Resolution Rehab. Let's quit kidding ourselves, or let's quit quitting ourselves. Basically, if it doesn't spark joy or naps, I'm done with it. So today I included a poll. And the poll question is, why do my resolutions ghost me? So if you are so inclined and you are joining us on the YouTube side, please make sure that you answer the poll because I'm very interested in what other people go through regarding New Year's resolutions. You may have heard me talk about resolutions on a previous show. Quite honestly, I don't really make New Year's resolutions per se, because I don't find that I follow through on them. So I've given that up. But I know a lot of people still make resolutions, and obviously things like, the gym is always much more crowded in January than it is in February and things like that. So a lot of people make resolutions, and I want to hear about yours, and I want to hear about why, if they do ghost you, if the resolutions don't pull through, why that is. So anyway, let's say hi to the folks in the chat. I'm running way behind now because I've been babbling for 3 minutes. First one in today was Mr. John Gaylor. Thank you so much for being here, John. Good morning to you, sir. And Scott Smith, thank you for being here. Good morning to you. Driving and listening. Be careful out there. It just seems like people are becoming worse drivers, or I'm becoming less tolerant of bad driving. One of the two is true. So good morning to you. And Paul, PSV Odyssey. Hello, sir. How are you today? Good morning to you, and howdy, howdy, howdy. You are also driving and listening. So as I said to our friend Scott, please be careful out there. There's a lot of crazies. And Shannon is joining us today. Hi, sweetie. Thanks so much for coming in. And she is driving to the train. Funny enough, Chef Todd had to take the train into the city today for a meeting. So he also he took the train this morning, but he took a train about an hour ago. So he's got the jump on you, Shannon. You're not going to be able to race him into the city because he's there already. Danny Dizzle, hello, my friend. How are you, sweetie? Thank you so much for coming in, and yo to you too. And Captain Controversy, Scott from Scottsdale, thank you so much for coming in, saying hey to the Level Up fam. And folks are saying hey to each other. Thank you for confirming that you can hear and see, because with technology, never quite sure. So I appreciate it. And Scott sending out a blanket hello. Denise from Bone Tired Travelers. Hello, my friend. Hearts to you too. Hope you are feeling better. And looking forward to you getting some relief. And Mr. DT Cruiser, thank you for coming in. Good morning to you too. You are working and listening. Hope you are having a great day. Tom, thank you for being here. Yes, I missed you all too. I am back. So great that that you are here this morning. Again, folks are shouting out to each other, and it looks like Nightbot is running correctly today. So if you'd like to share your YouTube link, please go ahead and drop hashtag tribe, TRIBE, in the chat, again, on the YouTube side, and it will go ahead and it will share the information. Oh, and Miss Willow sees something outside. Tom, can't wait to cruise with you either. We have 88 days until the ABCs and you group cruise. So we are now under the 90-day countdown, which is very exciting. I know a lot of plans were being made in the Facebook group over the past like 24 hours. And I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. And I've met Tom before, but looking forward to cruising with you too. So awesome. So thank you, Denise, for the good wishes. Yeah, I mean, you know what it's like when you have to prep for a test. Sometimes you have to go off of a blood thinner or some other kind of medication that could interfere with a procedure or with a test, a surgery, Willow, something like that. So yeah, it is definitely a hassle, but like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic that this will show something, because some test has to show something. Miss Willow is very agitated this morning. Law, thank you so much for being here. Great that you are here, walking and listening. You be careful too, because never know, perils of being out in the wild. And yes, PMA and gratitude always. Thank you for the prayers, Danny. I appreciate you so much. And Winston, thank you for being here. Good morning to you too. Deb Rogers is joining us from halfway around the world. So thank you for coming in, Deb. Great that you are here joining us today. And everyone shouting out to each other. So Tom says that he and Terry are on keto, only about 7 down, but you have time. 185 by ship time from 214. Good for you. Great that you are doing that for yourself, and it does help to get healthy. Thanks, Scott, again for being here this morning. Appreciate you so much. And Chat from Sea Leg Journeys is here. Good morning, Chat, saying happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you too. And John says his New Year's resolution is, I will be alive on January 1st, 2027. That's a good resolution. That's survival is a great resolution, and one that I can definitely get behind and commit to. So I Miss Willow pawing at me frantically. So excuse me just a moment. Come here, you. Come here, you. Here she is. Here is Miss Willow. Duchess Willow, what are you barking at this morning? You are very frantic, and I know Chef Todd has already left, so he is not able to entertain you. So I was hoping by bringing enough of her toys into the office, I could entertain her for the 30 minutes that we're together. I thought wrong. So anyway, Miss Willow saying good morning. Good morning, baby. So Winston says that he never lives up to a resolution. So try instead to make affirmations. That is a great way to look at it. And I love doing affirmations. I think those are so, so powerful. Deb's resolution is to do strength training so I can get up off the floor. You know what? That is a fabulous resolution. That's a great goal. And it's important to have that those functional skills and capabilities up to speed, especially as we are getting older. So, do you have the hiccups? You silly thing. Do you have the hiccups? Crazy. Okay. Everyone shouting out to each other, which I absolutely love. I'm going to make sure that I am not missing anyone. And Winston also tries to be less redundant by not repeating myself, but I fail at that also. Good resolution and one to admire. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Danny says that she can't wait for HH for C Dreams in Motion next week. She'll be in the chat helping to drop links. Great segue into HH4C business. So as Danny says, next weekend is going to be another marathon, a Dreams in Motion marathon to benefit Helping Hands for Cruising. Now, Chef Todd and I are actually traveling next weekend, so I will not be able to participate as a presenter, but I will definitely be in the chat and be making donations. So please join us for a very, very worthy cause. And the cruising lizard is here. Good morning from a chilly 65 in Florida. Resolved to cruise more often than you did last year? Oh my goodness. That is saying something. The cruising lizard is 10 days away from her next cruise. So looking forward, I'm sure you're looking forward to that. I know that that's your birthday cruise and you are going to have an awesome, awesome time. Danny shouting out to Miss Willow, which I appreciate so much. And Enzo and Ringo say woof to Willow. Well, she says woof back. I got to teach her some tricks the way that you have done with Enzo and Ringo so we can get thank you videos of her. So she just wanted her cameo. Yes, she usually does. I'm going to see if I can put you down. Can I put you down, sweetie? What do you think? What do you think? Who's going to the groomer on Saturday? Yes, you are. She's getting a bath on Saturday and her nails trimmed and everything. Spa day for Willow. So let's see if she can go and find a toy for a little bit. And thank you so much, Kurt and Marcia, for being here. CME Traveling had a great show this morning and a fabulous question about tips for especially first-time cruisers. So great show this morning. Hello to you too. Thanks so much for joining. And the Backlash Fisherman is here. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you, Matt. We appreciate you being here and joining us today. Let's see. Willow. Yeah, she is definitely, she is a cute one. So, Beg Leg Chester, yar. Nice pirate yar. I appreciate that. And Bill from Warmstrong Adventures, thanks so much for being here, Bill. Good morning to you too. Matt says his doctor told him that his resolution is to lose 20 pounds so your heart works better. You know what? I can appreciate that. I still wouldn't frame it as a resolution because I think those fall apart. At least for me, they fall apart so rapidly. But I am going to the doctor next week for my physical. After having, the tests this week, I'm going in for just a general physical next week. And I have a feeling that my doctor is going to ask me to make the same type of commitment to lose some weight and get healthy. So it helps. We'll see what I can do about that. And I understand that you love sweets too much for that to happen. I totally get that. Only 39 days for Tom before his Carnival Miracle Cruise. Awesome. Exciting for you and Terry that you'll get to go on 2 cruises so close together. Now, Willow is like, no, mommy, I don't want down. Yeah, except it's hard for me to hold her while I actually navigate the comments because she's very wiggly. And I am not that coordinated. Zach from Coker Culture, thanks so much for coming in and being here with us on this fine Tuesday. I appreciate you being here, Zach. And everyone shouting out to each other, which I love. Okay, so I have reached the end of the chat miraculously. So glad that I was able to do that. Let's go ahead and let's get back to my topic, the question really of the day about why do my resolutions ghost me? For me, I will say that when I set some kind of a goal, whether that's about my health or that's about a behavior or a habit I'm trying to break or whatever it is, if I set the goal based on a calendar event, I don't seem to achieve it. If I simply commit to something at any given time and I set the goal just to set it as a goal, but not really like a New Year's resolution, I tend to be much more likely to follow through on those. So yeah, that's just me. That's definitely my thing. So let's see. Oh, Matt says time for bed. Got off at 6 a.m. Go back at 3 p.m. What are you doing with us, man? I would definitely be sleeping. I hope you get some rest. And Winston says that he can relate. You regularly try to paint well, covered in the cats. Oh my gosh. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. And to Danny's point, if anyone can help during the cruiseathon, please let her know. And she will let Crystal at Destinations Delight know so she can tell you times that are available because we definitely need help monitoring the chat, helping drop links, all of that kind of stuff for donations during the event. So again, that cruiseathon is next weekend. Folks saying hi to each other. And Kim, thanks so much for being here. Good morning to you. I appreciate you joining us today. So the options that I included in the poll, I included 4 answers. And I'm just curious to see where people fall in that whole resolution area. So option 1 is January lied to me. Option 2, motivation needed a nap, which I got to be honest, that kind of rings true for me with needing the nap. I find that I can relate to that more and more each day, quite honestly. Third option is life said, LOL, nope. And the 4th is I quit quitting again. So if you wouldn't mind answering the poll so we can see what people, where they kind of fall in that whole resolution thing, I would really appreciate it. And as I said before, if it is not sparking joy for me right now, I just don't have the time. I don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the emotional bandwidth. There's a lot of stuff going on in my life right now, not just, health-wise, but also on a personal level. And I can't be focusing on things that feel like a failure. I have to focus on the positive and on things that bring me joy and things that make me happy. And one of the things that makes me happy is counting down to my next cruise or my next trip. So that's why I send out like countdowns to friends every morning and folks who I'm going to be sailing with and things like that. So I love a good countdown. I am a huge fan of a countdown. And to me, it's never too early for a countdown. So like as soon as I book the trip, I'm in countdown mode. So like I said, there's 88 days to go before my next cruise. I've been counting down to this since booking the cruise. It's not like I got to 90 days and went, ooh, now I can start my countdown. No, 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 no. Countdown begins immediately. And I love sharing it with people too, because I just think that looking forward to things is really helpful, at least for me, to kind of get me through anytime that I'm feeling down or anytime that, there's a tough day or anything like that. The fact that I can look forward to something and that I'm starting my day by doing that is really important to me. So John says that I live day to day. Happiness is number one priority, mine and others. Absolutely, John. I'm right there with you. Happiness and the positive mental attitude are a huge priority in my world right now. Chef Todd actually declared 2026 to be the year of PMA. So he's dedicated the entire year to it. And I think that that's a good place to be. I also was talking with someone else, Shannon, by the way. Shannon and I were talking about just keeping that negativity at bay and embracing the positive mental attitude and trying to have not only the positivity, but like Law indicated earlier, the gratitude factor. Grateful for getting out of bed, grateful for waking up, grateful that I have a home, grateful for, grateful for all of the things in my world that a lot of other people don't have. So I'm trying to focus on that, trying to keep functioning on that. I am going to check the poll in just a couple of minutes. So if you'd like to weigh in with why your resolutions ghost you, please make sure to do that. I will also ask that if you are enjoying the show, please to give us a thumbs up. It helps the YouTube algorithm and it also feeds my ego, which is, of course, even more important than the algorithm. So there we go. Winston agrees with John and finds it's the best thing to focus on. Honestly, like the happiness, not only of myself, but of others in my life is just paramount. And really where I like to focus my energies right now. Kimberly has 19 days until her next cruise. Oh my gosh. A back to back to back on Carnival Celebration. Holy cow. Wow. That is so exciting. I've never even done a back to back, let alone a triple. That's amazing. I hope you have a wonderful time. And I really hope that the weather cooperates for your entire adventure. Because I understand it's been cold in Michigan. Chicagoland has also been cold and unpleasant, I will say. We did have a couple of days that were ridiculously unseasonably warm, where it was like in the 50s, almost 60, and all of our snow melted, but that's coming back. So it won't last long. Jan, thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you too. How are you today? Hope you are doing well. Everyone is shouting out to each other, which I so appreciate. And let's see. John says 362 days next year at this time, I will be in the Southern Caribbean. See, I said I love a countdown. That is awesome. Where are you going in the Southern Caribbean? Are you doing the ABCs? Are you doing what's the itinerary? I have not gone to the Southern Caribbean yet. So the ABCs and U cruise will be my first time to the ABCs. Really looking forward to that, and look forward to sailing with everyone. I don't know what I'm going to do excursion wise. I think I may lay off of that and just kind of go to the beach, sun, enjoy the weather. I don't know how many like actual excursions I'll sign up for, but we will see. And as I said, there are all kinds of plans being made on board the ship, like a duck exchange, bar crawls, all kinds of things. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. It should be amazing. And that also is a Helping Hands for Cruising cruise. So there will be an HH4C recipient on board. Gabby is going to be sailing with us. So very excited to meet her and to get to view the cruising experience through her eyes as a new cruiser. So that is awesome. Great that you're doing better, Jan. I'm so glad to hear that. And let's see, 14 days. Oh, St. Thomas, St. Martin, Dominican, Tortola. Oh, wow. A 14-day. I have never been on a cruise that's more than 8 days. I'd love to try a longer cruise, and I know that I will at some point, but that sounds incredible, John. I'm so glad you're getting to do that. That's a great thing for you and Jody to look forward to. Love that. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to close down the poll. One moment here. And let's see what our results are. So the poll says, no, there it is. Okay. So 52% of you said life says LOL. Nope. 24% of you said I quitting. 18% said January lied to me. And a whopping 6% said motivation needed a nap, which was actually the one that spoke to me most. So I find that interesting, and that is really, I appreciate you guys participating in there. Oh, Jan says that your first cruise was 11 days. Oh, wow. That is incredible. So many people book shorter cruises for their kind of inaugural cruise, and I don't think you can really get a sense of the whole experience if you're just doing like a little weekend junket. I think it needs to be like a week or longer. So that is terrific that you were able to commit to that, and that that you enjoyed yourselves. I think that is fantastic. Like I said, I've only ever been on an 8-day cruise is the longest, but not forever. Not a forever thing. Definitely not. It's also going to be interesting because the ABCs and U cruise is the first time that I'm going to be cruising solo. So I'm not rooming with anyone. I'm going by myself, but obviously as part of a bigger group. So it's not like I'm going to be lonely or anything like that. John says your first booked was 14 days, but then you booked a couple of 7 days just to be sure you liked cruising. I can appreciate that, definitely. I can certainly see why you would want to do that. Like I said, I just think that the little weekend ones, though, are not necessarily enough time to really embrace the whole experience and explore the ship sufficiently and all of the activities that it has to offer. So we are out of time. I want to encourage you to head over to Go Live Together and join them. I hope you have an amazing Tuesday. I will see you again on Thursday morning. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and stay weird. Love you all. Bye.